The Orange Pill app is a simple to use application that allows you to link up with Bitcoiners in your immediate area, whether that be while you're at home or while you're out and about traveling the globe. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Orange Pill app, how it functions and how you can link up with sat stacking plebs in your area, as well as some of the features on the roadmap that may be exceedingly useful to you. I am Ben with the BTC Sessions, and this is your daily session.
HODL the Bitcoin.
Before we dive in, shout out to sponsors of the show, HodlHodl.com. If you're stacking sats and you got a few priorities in mind, including peer-to-peer trading, getting instant self-custody, and not having to provide any KYC, well, HodlHodl is the place to go. You can sign up in minutes with nothing more than an email address, and you can be stacking sats peer-to-peer in no time at all. They also have a lending platform in which nothing is ever rehypothecated, so be sure to check them out today, HodlHodl.com. There's a link down below to get you started, and you can check out my tutorial as well. Up next, of course, after you stack some sats, you're going to want to secure it in the best damn hardware on the market, and that is bar none, everything coming out of CoinKite. I love my Cold Card Mark IV for securing my stack. I've got a full tutorial on it. The thing is an absolute beast. They've also got great products like the Tap Signer, the Sats card, the Block Clock, all kinds of great stuff here, and coming soon, you can reserve it now. The Cold Card Q1 looks like it's gonna be incredible. Anyways, check out coinkite.com and use code BTC Sessions for 5% off everything in the store. Now, if you're looking to go above and beyond just single sig security for your Bitcoin, then you can check out the nunchuck assisted multi-sig setup known as Honey Badger. I've done a tutorial on this as well. It is robust and it is super simple to use. You can use things like your cold card or your tap signer and assortment of other hardware options. And it has built-in inheritance planning so you can pass on your sats to your loved ones and know that they're going to have an easy time claiming it. And the best part of all, no KYC. You do not need to give up any of your personal information in order to do this. So check out nunchuck.io today and check out their Honey Badger inheritance plan. And finally, Start9 Labs, your sovereign computing solution. I love these guys. Again, I've done tons of videos on the stuff that they offer, but you can run your Bitcoin stack with this. This is basically being able to run your Bitcoin Core node, your Lightning node, things like mempool.space and Join Market, but also hosting your own personal data. You can host your passwords, your files, your photos. You can even run things like Nostr relays on this package here, and it is beautiful and it works fantastically. Be sure to check it out, start9.com. You can pick up pre-built devices such as the Embassy One, or if you're looking for something really robust to host your entire life on, check out the Embassy Pro. Again, start9.com. Links are down below. And with that, let's jump into the tutorial. So let's talk a little bit about the Orange Pill app, what it does, what it's going to be doing for you in the future, and who and why you might want to use it. So first off, I should say that the creator of Orange Pill app, Matteo, approached me a while ago and asked if I might be able to help out in terms of advising and helping out with what might be useful for people using an application like this. And so, I've been on a kick of trying to, again, link up with local Bitcoiners and create a local circular economy. I'm really big on that right now. I live on Bitcoin. I live and breathe this stuff. So there's a lot of things here, and there's a lot of things that are, in their roadmap that I personally find useful. So what is Orange Pill app in its current iteration? Effectively, you can download this application for iPhone or Android. You can pay through the App Store, or better, you can go and you can pay on the website via Lightning, so you can pay Bitcoin. It is a paid app, and the reason for that is to cut through noise and scammy people jumping on and trying to send spammy messages, all that. Basically, it cuts through the noise and gives you a bit more signal, so you can link to people that are actually interested in linking up with other Bitcoiners and having those conversations that you may not really be able to have with your normie friends and family that aren't as deep down the rabbit hole or at all down the rabbit hole like you may be. So yeah, it allows you to meet up with local Bitcoiners. And as I said in the intro, that can be, you know, at home in your local city or town or wherever you may be, but it's also very useful when traveling. So you know, maybe you're out of town on business, or you wouldn't mind meeting up with some Bitcoiners while you're on vacation, whatever it may be. You are effectively given people that are in your immediate vicinity based on distance that you can reach out to and start up a chat with, and then potentially, you know, go grab a beer, go grab a coffee and chat Bitcoin, hopefully, or whatever peripheral interests you may have. Now, that's not the only thing it does. There's more that is coming down the pipe, but the general idea is to, as their website says, stack friends who stack sats. So this is the website here, and effectively, really simple to use. As I said, you can go to your app store and download it, but they have a little button here that says sign up with Bitcoin. You basically add in an email address and that will verify who you are. So I'm going to use my contact email for my website. Just as an example, I'm obviously on OPA as the short version of what you would call it. So anyways, I send this, agree to the terms and services, and it will send me a 4-digit code. So I'll grab that from my email here shortly, and then we'll jump back. So I put that in, hit next. Okay, and now I'm going to choose my profile name. I'm not going to actually pay for this test profile, but just to show you how easy the payment is. And then it says choose your membership. Do you want yearly, which is 100,000 sats a year? Do you want lifetime, which is 300,000 sats? Or do you want the Giga Chad, which is 500,000 sats, which is a lifetime membership, plus you gift free memberships to people in El Salvador, which is super cool. They may be adding in features where you can actually create a line of communication between you and the person that you end up gifting the memberships to. Either way, I think it's a fantastic idea. So let's say I was signing up for the lifetime. I'd hit next, and then really simple. We get sent to basically a BTC Pay here, and we can pay in Bitcoin or we can pay in Lightning. You can copy, you can pay in a wallet, which will automatically open. And then details are here. You see exactly what you're paying, all of that. And then you sign up. Your email address will then be associated with the account in question. You sign in, you set up a password, all of that, and then you have access to the app. And so we can now jump over and see. By the way, don't pay this. This is not going to be used. Nobody scan this. It won't go anywhere. So nonetheless, let's jump over to the app, which I have signed up for. I am a paying member of it, and let's see what it looks like in its current iteration. Okay, so here I am on my Android phone. I'm just opening up Orange Pill app right here, and I'm already logged in. And so what this app does right out the gate is it gives me the closest Bitcoiners to me, and I can then scroll through and click on profiles. So what you're going to get when you're looking at any individual's profile, here's Bitcoin Brains, my friend Dave, who, side note, is the strongest and best looking Bitcoin entrepreneur in Canada, can confirm. But nonetheless, here's his profile. So you get a main picture there. You can add more than a single picture here, so if so, I would be able to swipe to the side and see the different pictures. It gives you the distance away, approximate. You don't know in what, there's no like geolocation specifically where the person is, but it gives you a general vicinity that they're in. So within 25 kilometers. Again, you get a description here, and then there's also links. So again, shows you where you can add a website, and then there's an NPub below. I will detail what that is and how to get that momentarily. And then if I want to chat with the person, I can hit chat, and and yeah, there's our trade, our conversation. He said, "Hey," and I said, "Sir, how is your trade going?" And a couple other things. Anyways, yeah. So this is kind of like the interaction screen. You can then again converse back and forth. You can attach and send pictures and videos. You can also add, again, GIFs and stuff like that to the conversation as you see fit. In the top right, if you are having a problem, you can report the account or block the account. Like, let's say you're not having pleasant interactions with the person, and you don't want to get messages anymore. You have that option there. So again, this is kind of nearest to you. There's the tabs along the bottom. Then there's the search function, in which you can search for individual names. So let's say I'm looking for, like, Robert Breedlove is on here, or I think Nat Brunel is on here as well. Yeah, so there's Nat. I know that Joe, now these people are going to be inundated, but Joe Nakamoto, again, you can search up a specific person if you're looking for them on here. There's also, not currently set up yet, but there's an events tab and there's a merchants tab that you can see. I'll discuss those down momentarily here. Now, when you go to chats, you're going to see a list of all of the chats that obviously I've been chatting to a whole bunch of different Bitcoiners on here, back and forth. And you can go into what would end up being the exact same screen as your chat back and forth here. So all of that accessible from your chat's screen. And then lastly, in the bottom right, you can see the events page, which will be up and running probably shortly after, in the next month or two after releasing this video. You should start to see things populate here. At first, probably just to be able to find events, and then soon full functionality, posting, adding tickets, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at the profile interface itself. So that can be reached from any single one of these screens in the top right. So when you set up your profile, you can tap. And by the way, this is my profile here. You can see, and I've got two pictures. So scroll to the side, I've got a pic of me and my son as well. You can see I've added a few little tidbits about myself, a website, an NPub, all of that. And you can edit your profile from this screen. So this allows you to add pictures, a profile name, a username. You can, again, set a bio. And then there's an NPub here. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. And then networking, you have your profession, a website, a city. You can add interests here, which I haven't done yet. And then, again, dating, your birth year, and your gender. Again, is it a dating app? Nobody knows. Nonetheless, all of that information is here. So those of you that are privy to Nostr and you've been using the social protocol layer known as Nostr, you'll have been noticing, again, this NPub here. And what an NPub is, if you're using Nostr, is basically an easy identifier so somebody can search up your profile. It's a long string of digits. You can copy and paste it and share it. Anyways, you can add it here into the Orange Pill app so that people can then also search you up on this social protocol layer. And it gives you an added benefit if you do so. So first off, let's see where we would get this information. So I've got another app here called Amethyst. This is, again, a client used for Nostr. It's similar to something like Damus that you can use on an iPhone. Okay, so on my main profile page, I have a share button, and it allows me to copy my npub to the clipboard. And it's just a string of digits. And that information, you might also find it under something that says Nostr contact address or something along those lines, depending on the client you're using. Nonetheless, you're just trying to find the user public key or the npub. So I've now copied that, and that information can be pasted here under Nostr, and then I can save that information. Now, not only does that allow people on Orange Pill app to find me on Nostr, it also allows me to utilize something called a NIP05 identifier. And what that is it's basically an easier to search string that looks like an email address, so that people can find me on Nostr. So you have the added benefit of getting this identifier, this string from Orange Pill app if you're already using them and you put in your npub. And so what that looks like is it's your username at nostr.theorangepillapp.com. And so when I go over and I edit my profile, and there's a field here that says NIP05. And so I can paste in that. You make sure that the ending is the same and that the beginning is your Orange Pill app profile name. Okay, so mine is BTC sessions at nostr.theorangepillapp.com. And so you can see here right on my profile, it's actually listed, and I've got a little verification check mark right there, right under my profile picture. So now people can actually go on Nostr and search that up. And normally you would get this, depending on the client and depending on how you're doing it, you may be paying to get yourself a NIP05 identifier, whereas with Orange Pill app, you can just get it by already being a member over there, and it has added benefits outside of that. So nice little bonus to add in here. And I mean, I think these apps are complementary. The reason I say that is some of the features here within Orange Pill app, which obviously are very localized and making local connections wherever you may be. And there's no feed here, right? It's all about making direct connections person to person, whereas Nostr is more of like a feed-based Twitter style way of doing things. And so, yeah, I think the integration here is nice, and being able to connect in feed-based apps versus something like this where you have that direct peer-to-peer connection local to your community is a fantastic thing to add. Now, just a couple other quick things in the settings page here. One thing I wanted to note were these toggle switches here. So you can obviously turn on and off push notifications. But the other thing, some people, maybe sometimes you don't want to show your distance for whatever reason. Obviously, this is meant to create interactions with those that are in your local community, but maybe you're traveling somewhere and you just don't want that information based on the location that you are. You don't want it known that you're a Bitcoiner in a place where you maybe feel unsafe, and so you can toggle that off if you see fit. And it's as simple as just tapping it here. If you ever do need to do things like contact the team, log out, delete your account, all of that stuff is just done from the main settings screen here. And yeah, pretty simple to navigate. Again, near you, search, chats, events, all of it there. And you'll be seeing plenty more coming from OPA in the future. So let's go and discuss that now. So in this section, I want to chat about some of the upcoming features to OPA that I think are important and that I'm excited about. So, a couple things that come to mind. Number one, they're going to be rolling out Twitter verification. So we saw Nostr verification, but there's a lot of plebs, a lot of Bitcoiners that are on Twitter. Would be useful to be able to cross-verify and say, hey, that's the yes, indeed, that's my Twitter account, verify it, and then have that show on your profile. So definitely a good thing to add. Another thing they're going to be adding is a referral program, so you can earn some sats as you refer other people to the app. So when you see that come in, if you're already an OPA user, then you can take advantage of that as well. Now, the ones that I'm very interested in are, number one, coming up soon, is events. I think this is going to be very, very useful. So one, it's a nice, easy way to be able to say, hey, the event is on OPA. You can go on there and you can sign up for the event and see it there. Another great way, again, just to get people out to Bitcoin meetups and related events. But it's also very useful in the sense of, and this is where it jumps out to me, is when I go to a conference, there's tons of satellite events that are happening around the conference. So like, I'll give you the example of the Miami Bitcoin conference. That thing is massive. There's so much stuff going on. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff happening at the conference itself, but then every night after the conference, there's always a million different things. And to be honest, what ended up happening to me last time around was I had poor planning, and I just didn't really pay attention to what was going on, or I didn't pre-plan where I was going to be or what I was going to do. And then one of the nights it got to the point where I just didn't know what was happening. And I ended up having a night where I didn't really end up anywhere. Even though there was a million things going on, it was just, nobody's on their phones. It's impossible to get a hold of people. And like, there's certain things where you had to have tickets, or you had to know in advance, or you had to have somebody say like, yeah, I got to put a name on a list for you so that they'll let you in the door, kind of thing. Being at a conference and having a single application where just all of the events are just listed right there, and you can just tap on it and go, okay, cool, I'm going to that, and then have all the relevant information. If you need to grab a ticket, you can grab it right there within the app, which I'll touch on in a second. But just having all of that within the vicinity of the conference, and being able to say like, okay, here, I can just look here. I don't need to go to external websites and deal with all that crap. I can just look in one place and know what's going on now, and where, and how to get there, and what I need to do. So that to me is incredibly useful, and I look forward to being able to use this feature at every future conference that I'm at. And as I mentioned, if you're an event organizer, if you're hosting a little pleb party or whatever it might be, or you just want to do like a little get together that you just would love people to come and meet up with you, you can do that, right? You can just create an event, say, hey, we're going to this taco place. It's right here. Here's the details. We'll be here at this time. They have capacity for this many people, so we'll limit it to that. And then you can just tap to sign up. Or if it's ticketed, you can actually accept payment through the app and link everything there. That's going to be so incredibly useful, just for, random out of the blue meetups in and around a conference, or again, just locally. It's very nice to have a tuned in group of people that aren't flaky. Cause let's be real. If you've taken the step to say, yeah, I'm going to pay a few bucks every month to have this app so that I have a direct link, you're much more likely to act on those connections and actually go out and make the effort to meet people if you're paying for an app, versus we all know how flaky people can be online. So I'm very much looking forward to the events section rolling out. Now, another big thing that I think is huge, and it's an integration with a website that I already really love. So what OPA is going to be doing is something called the Orange Pages. And what this is being able to list businesses in your immediate vicinity that are accepting Bitcoin. And they're not trying to recreate the wheel here. They're not going out and doing this all by themselves and starting their own database. They've partnered with this awesome website called btcmap.org. Now, if you haven't seen this website, it's awesome. There's an app and everything, but it's going to be coming and integrating directly into OPA, so you can just get it all from one source. Anyways, this is the map here, and you can basically it shows everywhere that is accepting Bitcoin. Like, look at Europe. This is insane over here. And so the way it works is everybody can go on, anybody can list themselves. If you've got a physical address that accepts Bitcoin, you can list yourself here. You as a user of this can also go in and check and update the information. So like, let's say some store said they were using Bitcoin years ago and then they ended up not accepting it anymore, and you go there and you find that out, you can jump on BTC Map and be like, hey, you know, they don't accept Bitcoin anymore, take them off the list. Because what they did out the gate was they just aggregated everything that they could find about all businesses that were accepting Bitcoin, put them in there, and then user feedback has helped kind of smooth out all that information. But nonetheless, like, let's say, let's get a dense area. Let's zoom in a little bit on LA here. Okay. So zooming in on LA, the closer in you get, the more it kind of divides up the areas into individual businesses. So if I zoom in on Santa Monica here, you can then click on the individual businesses and see what these things are that are accepting Bitcoin. So tons of different stuff around. And again, you can then edit or you can you know, check their website. All that kind of stuff can be done here. And then furthermore, again, from BTC Map itself, under contribute, you can add locations, verify locations, open tickets, all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff happening over here, and I do love to see all of the work that has gone into this. And it's going to be so great having this integrated with OPA, because it becomes not only like a social layer, just, you know, kind of peer-to-peer social layer for friendships, but it also becomes like a peer-to-peer business layer as well. Again, this is a user-generated resource or user-built resource that will be so fantastic to see integrated into the Orange Pill app. And in that same vein, so, you know, here we've got businesses listing themselves, and you being able to confirm all that information, so on and so forth, find places where you can spend Bitcoin directly in your local community or when abroad. They're also integrating something called Marketplace. And I'm sure many of you already know what this is going to be, but you can list, buy, and sell items within the application. So you'd be able to, oh, I've got something for sale, I'm in this immediate vicinity. It's basically like a Craigslist or a Facebook Marketplace or a, for those Canadians there, a Kijiji, something like that, where you can buy and sell and list items in exchange for Bitcoin, which again, for me, would be massive. It's so useful to be able to just put up. I mean, if anything, Bitcoiners are good at stacking sats and getting rid of what they don't need. So, you know, sell your chairs, everybody. Chairs are a scam. You can list anything you want on here, and you can, again, get rid of the excess in your life. And again, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So maybe somebody has some use for what you're doing. But the point is the peer-to-peer connections you're going to make, because odds are, if you're dealing with another OPA member and you're buying and selling back and forth, you know, that might become a friendship in and of itself. Oh, hey, I've got this extra stuff. Yeah, I'm willing to pay you sats for it. There's going to be conversation that comes from that. And you build your local community, whether it's just straight up friendships, whether it's business relationships and supporting local Bitcoiners, or whether it's just finding instances where, again, you might not need something and somebody else can get it for cheap from you with sats. It all kind of comes together. So I think in general, this is going to be such a fantastic way to link up with your local Bitcoiners and create great relationships. So I pretty much already said it all, but I kind of look at Orange Pill app as an application where you build your Bitcoin community. Me, as somebody living on Bitcoin and trying to kind of live that ethos, being able to link up with people, being able to create those connections, being able to find local businesses in a single application and list events and find events in a single application and list items that I have for sale or pick up odds and ends that I might need for sale, all in a single interface. For me, that will be a game changer. Again, it expedites hyper Bitcoinization in my eyes, because again, you get to step outside of the regular legacy system so much quicker and be self-sustaining as a community through, again, a singular methodology and a singular interface. So I have very high hopes for Orange Pill app. I will continue to advise as best I can to help form some of that. I'd love to hear from you guys as to what other things you think should be integrated into Orange Pill app. What would be most useful for you as a Bitcoiner to be able to do through something like OPA? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will funnel all of your suggestions directly into OPA. If you want to check out more about what OPA is up to, Orange Pill app, you can hit them up on Twitter at Orange Pill app. They've got a Telegram, same thing, same handle, Orange Pill app. They're rolling out podcast. So they've already had a couple episodes. I was on the first one with Robert Breedlove, Jeff Booth, Daniel Prince, Knut Svanholm, and Brian DeMint. That was a really fun rip, actually. That was a lot of fun. And they've had another one with Carla from Crypto Couple, Laura from Bitcoin Explorers, Lisa Huff, Mary Emiswin. Sorry, I'm butchering the last name, doing my best. And of course, Brian hosting it. And they're doing these, I think, once a month. So those are a good listen. Check them out. And of course, they are over on Nostr as well. So you can find them there, again, at Orange Pill app, and give them a follow. And yeah, they'll be posting on all those mediums. Let them know what you think, and throw your suggestions at them there as well. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please do like, subscribe, share. All those things help a ton getting this content in front of more eyeballs. If you're going to be in Miami for the Bitcoin conference, make sure you pick up your tickets as soon as possible. They continue to go up in price the closer we get to the conference. Right now, they're going to be going up in about 4 days here. Another little price hike. So grab them while you can. You can get them at b.tc/conference and use code BTC Sessions for 10% off. I will be seeing you down there. I'm on, this is going to be my 4th time there, and hopefully I'll be seeing you on Orange Pill app while I'm down there as well. Also, while you're in town, I'm going to be doing a cold card deep dive workshop. At the time of recording this video, there's a few tickets left. It hasn't yet gone live on the Bitcoin conference website, but it will be going out to the mailing list soon. So if you're looking to deep dive into your cold card, again, 4 hours long, take you from zero to hero, and you can actually pick up packages of cold cards at the event too. You can find that at my website, btcsessions.ca, and there's a little section off to the right, in-person workshops. It'll be right there. So check it out. Come on down if you get the chance. It should be a great time. If you want to help the show in another way, again, you can hit up the previously mentioned sponsors, HodlHodl, CoinKite, Nunchuck, Start9. You can grab a ticket to the conference, or you can hit me up with a tip at my Strike page, strike.me/BTC Sessions. You get there, you don't need Strike to use it, just type in an amount, hit the tip button, you'll see a Lightning invoice, or if you tap to the right, a regular Bitcoin QR code. With that, I'm out. Have yourselves a wonderful day or evening. See you guys next time for your daily session.
HodlHodl Bitcoin.